Hey yo, what's up? My name is iPhong and welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. I'm not finished with these characters yet. I'm not gonna lie. Would like to try. I already tried most of the other options, but it just not mixed yet. So here's what I'm thinking. So in the previous episodes, I have witnessed maybe the worst ending. However, I think I can do worse than that because what if you don't tell Okasan about the relationship status and ignore these characters entirely? So I don't know. That's the reason why I write the video title as how many runs that I ended, not telling exactly if it's good or bad or worse or best, and it's just to avoid spoiler anyway. And the gallery, they're really nice. They actually blurred the dawn scenes as a still image, and I can still show you the other image that's family friendly. But so far that I got only 4. So far I got Sayori for 3 and 1 for Natsuki. So I'm thinking that I miss a lot, honestly. And I'm gonna assume that each characters will have 3 image. So somehow I got this one as dawn scenes. So I got these 2 endings. So I'm thinking that I got everything from series characters. So far I don't seem to have anything to Yuri yet. And Natsuki, so far I got only 1. So there could be more, right? Because I'm thinking that maybe a lot of people may think that it's maybe unfair for Natsuki for not doing the dawn scene. Or it may be, yeah, they totally understand because Natsuki not always not because Natsuki is younger than Yuri, Monica, and the main protagonist, and Sayori is 1 age. So it not always not yet, but I don't know. And I did go through a lot of Natsuki's route already, and it seems that it kind I think the only way who get through the dawn scene, I don't think it's a go full force on the characters because last time I end up it just only get neutral ending. So I pretty much try a lot already, but I don't know. But so far what I'm thinking that these 2 characters, I think Yuri is gonna be the same as Sayori because I remember from the original games they harm themselves, which they didn't do it for themselves. They do it because of Monica, and Monica did mention about raising the depression level in the games, so which I totally forgot when I did the second run because once you stay focused on your own thing too much, and then people don't seems too much interest, and it just, man, I don't know, man. And then these characters decide to quit, and then the club is banned. So honestly, I really want to go back because I think about the 2 possibilities. I think about my first run in this storyline, which is my 6th run by the way. And what if you tell Yuri to tag along, and as well as not to tell anything about Kasan about the relationship status. and in the end just messed it up. So there's a lot of things that I think, because I can think about doing the worst thing possible is not to tell Okasan about the relationship status, and just ignore these characters entirely. But what if I'm gonna, change my heart to Yuri instead? Like, I don't know, really confusing. But my first run in this storyline, as I remember, tagging Yuri along, sticking together. I mean, it's either way, but it's just important that which place. And I don't know. Some choice that I think is just either way, but yeah, let's go back to this. And we're gonna skip to the choice. Yeah. So so instead I'm gonna let's imagine that you are doing everything so well and then you mess everything up. So I think that this character is more likely to not leaving, and the outcome it has can be I don't know. I mean, what I'm thinking that the worst ending that the other characters Yuri can actually pass away too, because Natsuki has one, Sayuri has one, but I don't know. Maybe Sayuri has more, but Yuri, I don't freaking know, man. But I think Yuri gonna have the same issue with Sayuri, which is depression. So a lot of people seeing Yuri as a yandere type, like being so obsessed. But I think throughout this storyline, I think Yuri should suffer the same. And in the previous episode, I think that the worst, and I don't know is that the worst or not. I did tell Okasa about the situation, and we are at the relationship status, which I think that the depression is taking over the main protagonist, but not entirely, because there's Okasa by your side. But I did see a lot of games they actually do worse, because what if the main protagonist can actually harm himself by do absolutely the worst thing possible, like being silenced to everyone. So in this thing, Amy still a wing woman. Actually, I like that character a lot. Park James to the creator who make this mod, by the way. And I'm gonna get myself into the new run and into the situation that suddenly you mess everything up, and the skip button still lights up. So I'm think gonna be the same. Reach out with a hand, looking now scary for you, and see why you're feeling where you are. But it's on the way get better. It might rough start, but it's kind of expected, right? The important thing is that you are at least trying. I'll always be here to support you. iPhong, I'm not going anywhere, Sayuri, no matter how many therapists we have to go through. She doesn't look happy when slightest. I hate having to push into this. Tell myself that it has to be done, but it doesn't make me feel any better. You're already doing so well, and this means a lot to me that you're even trying. She says slowly nods. Okay. The part of me feels relief. The horrible, overwhelming feeling of knowing what I'm doing doesn't grow any weaker, or to know what the right thing to do is. And I don't know. Is Amy is gonna still be a wing woman this time? Because this I don't tell Okasa about anything. It's been 2 weeks since your latest nightmare. I wish I could say things steadily improving, not much change. Only good news is she been described anti-depression and really hoping that they make a positive difference. On the other hand, there are a few days where Sayuri depression moods become little more apparent in school. She also missed few days, and two things combined have caused her to 3 clubs member actually. because Monica's right. Natsu and Yuri become a little suspicious. They express their concern Sayori's mental was removed from. I feel bad about how dark the other girls were, but it isn't my position to say what's going on. Although I wish I could, because I don't feel like making any progress with Sayori, and not having anyone talk about it is coming harder and harder. Hopefully Sayori will be comfortable returning to her in her own time. I also have other thing to worry about, given it's February and I have to pay more attention to school matters and late the end of the semester next month. Sakura has been also talking to students about the future plan. Scary thing, they say it's my final school year, she wants to see me in lesson end, so for what feels like the first time forever. So thinking about what to do at the school. As the best his is over, I have the same look that I had on the basement homeroom teachers wanted to talk to me about how school plans. I appreciate his use of humor in the situation. He always been experienced has helping me feel ease, especially in situations where I feel out of my depth. If you don't know what to do, I wouldn't worry about it too much. After all, it's just second year, so you don't have another year to figure it out. Having said that, do you have any idea at all? To be honest with you, so I haven't really given it much thought at all. The past 5 months have been really well. They haven't really given me much time to think about it. Well, let's try useful now angles. Does higher education interest you at all going to university? Or would you perhaps be more inclined toward finding a job as well as in school? I paused for a moment, trying to recollect what my parents used to tell me when we had this kind of situation, kind of conversation. And university sounds good, although I'm not sure what I study. It's not approvingly. You definitely find it easier to land a job if you have a degree under your belt. That's good enough then, or I have to do a speaker subject, I guess. I know it can really be I know it can be a little daunting, especially when you're unsure. My advice would be go to subject you enjoy the way. For me to be biased, but you're right at time historian. Chuck. What can you do with history though? Skill you get from history education just for a lot of other fields. A lot of historians time you from journalism, academic teaching, or even law. Obviously, I'm not biased by in any way, but history is the best subject to study. My scientist say otherwise, sir. He grumbles to himself. The husband scientists, if they could just pry themselves away from their Bunsen burner and rats files for 5 minutes. Anyway, it's good that you at least have a vague idea of what you want to do, no rush or anything. Just take some time to think about what you like to study at university. We can always have a discussion later. We do so, thank you. Now with the conversation over, I make my way to the club room for lunch. Hey guys, Natsu gives me a good nod while Sayori gives him a smile. Door open once Yuri walks in. Sayori's always with smile wavers in further. She doesn't dislike her by any means, but it's clear that jealousy is the issue. As I sigh inwardly, I have no clue what's going on and how to solve this issue, given I don't think Sayori is willing to disclose her expression with Yuri. As I put on my food, I notice Monica has very greeny. Her face is glued to her laptop with a tussle on her face. Everything alright, Monica? She finally takes her eyes off the screen and looks at me. It seems she's only realized I'm talking to her. Yeah, sorry, I have to sort out some important email. How are you? It's easy to spot from my off. And that was my fault. I decided to push it. Not bad. Sakura was just talking to me about what my plans are in high school. I think it's common practice for all teachers to ask the student, given we're second year and the end of the semester is somewhat off. Paper's fun, we don't have to bother with the stuff just yet. Lucky, I still don't really know what to do. Because I want to go to university, but I can't decide what I want to do. So you realize I probably should give it some more thought. That's a little irresponsible, I thought. Your future holds so much weight, and time flies so quickly. My face heats up a little embarrassment. She's right, of course, but it seems like her judgment is coming out of nowhere. And look at Sayori, how expecting her to jump on my defense, she doesn't know. Instead, he's easily possessed smaller people. The other girl looks curiously at us, they can say something is up. I don't want to draw too much attention to Sayori, so I try to deflect their curiosity. How about you, Yuri? Any ideas? I decided I want to study Japanese literature at university. If it enjoys. Yuri smiled to herself. I suppose it comes to surprise to no one. I can imagine it would be both an exciting yet daunting experience. University? Yes, on the other hand, there's an opportunity to meet many like-minded people or with the same passion. There is so much independence, especially if you opt to for university for home. With that independence comes a lot of responsibility and imagine a fair degree of something. Who knows that it would be for all of us when we left school. My question hangs in the air as the conversation lost into silence. Monica mutters something under her breath. How about you, Monica? I imagine you got a lot of chores given how excel in pretty much every subject. She finally grows a lot of insight. My parents have been home to meet with the exact same question for months now. I probably think about the business. There's a hint of what sounds like being in her voice. Granted, I know very little about life, well, at least anything beyond first surface level is a little baffling. So you have to wait and see. An awkward silence descends upon the room. Clearly, it isn't just me who detected Monica's slightly hostile tone. Luckily, Yuri breaks the silence. Are you wrestling? You're being rather quiet. Yeah, that's not like you at all. Even Monica feels in a serious direction. Oh, I'm fine, just getting tired, that's all. Don't worry about me. The other girl don't look convinced in the silence, but we don't have much chance to dress her as lunch rings. I remember being in a position last semester, and boy do I not invite them. As the end of school day rolls around, I find myself wandering down corridor waiting Siri for finish. Along the way, I bump into Monica. Hey, iPhong, she keeps up on lost and quickly looks around before speaking. Say her, okay, she'll be fine, just doing some stuff, that's all. And just like that, it was that easy to lie to Monica. And this what it's like to be Siri? To put on in front and pretend everything's great. She's been missing a lot of days during this semester, and it really looks like something is bothering her. And you don't seem to worry, in compared to when she was last in last semester. That was when I knew less about her. She now loves her higher up at me. Yeah, I guess that I said must have crossed as pretty cryptic. Okay, well let me know if we can have it anyway, okay? We, the other club members, were friends after all, don't forget. Oh, of course. I mentally smacked myself for asking such a stupid question. So I appreciate, but let's see what Sari thinks. Okay, then we'll see you later. But I think Sari is definitely more convincing than I am. She walks out after a couple of moments. Sari comes out of class. Sorry I'm late. It's okay, let's go. As we make our way home, Sari is not unnaturally quiet. I'm not afraid of our attention, but it seems a bit snappy today. What? During lunch, don't you remember she kind of told me off for not having given my future much thought. Oh yeah. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I don't know what to stop with her. The conversation turns out was small. She worries about you, She asked you. She asked about you just now. The girl can tell there's something going on. Have you thought about taking your? No. I taken about the strong tone in her voice. It's also rare that she interrupted me. Why not? So you know this by now, iPhong. It was hard enough to tell you. If I tell 3 more people, that means 3 more people have to worry about me. It's not worth it. But please, can we just leave it like that? The past 3 days has been really hard, so I don't want to go into it. Yeah, okay. I tried to keep the bitter and disappointment out of my voice. By this point, I was hoping that Sayori would be a bit more receptive when it comes to talking about her depression. Yet, even 3 months after I first found out I was too strong, and I still don't know what I'm doing. Every suggestion feels like I shot in the dark. I know I have so much homework to catching up on, so I'll see you tomorrow. You can do it around my if you wanted to help you. No, it's great. We only get distracted by the way. Anyway, okay then. I move forward to give a goodbye kiss, but she's already gone. Me trying failing to find out this moment and sadness flowing to me and my hole. And as I do, I can't help but wondering if dating Siri was a good idea. And as I'm trying to take my mind off the day event, suddenly my phone rings. It's long. Oh man, I have a spoken age. I'm preparing for myself for a lecture. Sorry, Okasan, I had to leave you for that. Okay, so there's something strange. I hope not strange, but change actually. So actually, when I say strange, it's actually something new to me actually, and yeah, so that's the issue. And that's issue when not talking about Okasan about the relationship status and tagging Yuri along, but telling Sayori to go to a therapist on her own, and talking about Okasan about this, and I think more blow over myself. Well, that's a bad phrase lie. I really getting better at this on it all night. Was in the argument? Yeah, let's go with that. Well, you're not giving me too much of work on, but in my experience, fights are normal in relationship. Fights are normal in relationship, but this one is totally different. Give it a couple of days, I imagine you two will be back on normal, cheerful selves. Serious, especially. For Siri, especially, the coming ring in my head, or if only she knew. And everything back to normal. And it just does it. Just give it 2 days, and just skip. Honestly, skip. And then this happened. We fight, scream, yelling, and waiting on moms to go back home. Wait, I screamed to my mom. Am I? Okay. Yeah, I did scream to my mom. Go away. Oh my god, that's so harsh, man. We had a fight about what? I mean, most words made me think, isn't this how I spoke to Sayuri back in November when I tried to get her open up to me and it was frustrating being kept in the dark? So we had a fight about what? As I opened my mouth to continue, I immediately realized I can't give her any more information without disclosing that Sayuri has depression. Yeah, that's the thing when in the beginning you can't tell anything about relationship status to Okasa. And damn. I was looking at me with a genuine look in her eyes. I guess I can tell about Yuri. And Sayuri just felt jealous over the fact I spent time with another girl. One of the girls from the literature clubs. Yeah, so you changed Yuri from other girls. I think I told you about how we shopping together, right? Yeah, you did. Her name was... No, it was Monica. Yuri? Anyway, she just been feeling lonely, so I agreed to hang out with her, which made Sayuri feel really jealous. I tried to reassuring her that Yuri and I are just friends, but she doesn't see it like that. On this back, a thoughtful look on her face. She probably heard this sort of stuff 1,000 times before. And what's that fight was about? Yeah, I can tell that she suspects there's more going on. Is there anything else? I thought you'd care. I stand up and look for my coat. Oh, are you going somewhere? I think fresh air would do me good. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. You'll feel better when you come back. And here I am back to where I first... I don't know. I supposed to hang out with Sayuri. And I had a bad feeling about this. And yeah, sorry, Amy. I like you, but you're not my wing woman in this run. So I'm also ignoring Monica and fight with Sayuri again, saying sorry, but no. Okay. My tempura for you, but it's your favorite. I'm not hungry. I don't want anything. You may not be able to see it now, but you feel better eventually. I'm not making it. I know. iPhong. Okay, am I getting scolded for not telling her the relationship status? Look, I know there's something else going on that you haven't told me. You can't tell me no matter what, okay? I'm your mother. So, yeah. Is that either way when should I talk about the relationship status to Okasan? She know either way, but I think she's gonna change her facial expression because if you tell later about the depression, people gonna get angry. Sari has depression. There's silence for a moment. She told me back in November, and I basically forced her to go therapy, and never once I went with her and make her feel jealous over Yuri. I woke out in a rush. It was hard to stop once I started confessing. Sari is depressed? Yes. Oh my goodness, I have absolutely no idea, poor girl. I never would have suspected it. Sari of all people. Just goes to show how good she was hiding it. Why did you tell? I don't know why. I guess I didn't realize how serious it was, so I didn't think you would need to know. Stupid I was. My voice breaks in tears return. Oh, iPhong. Please don't remind me how stupid I was. Believe me, I know. I remind myself every day. I'm not going to do that, don't worry. I don't even know if Sayori wants to be friends anymore. Wait. It just reminds me of my previous run. It's gonna be in the opposite way, isn't it? See, I tagged Yuri along, so I'm better talking with Yuri and Monica and Natsuki at the end. That's what I'm thinking. And however, not so much with Okasa in this time. So yeah, imagine you're doing so well and you mess everything up by just one choice. I don't even know if Sayori wants to be friends anymore. I think that's the worst part. Losing her as girlfriend is bad enough, but losing her as friend, losing her entirely. Do people remain friends after breakups? Sorry, I'm sorry. Nah, it's not that easy. Some do, some don't. But the majority is don't actually, because when you get into the new relationship, they really look closer into the other people's past relationship, and it start to get jealous. They start to get angry at each other. So that's the problem. I look over them more desperately. Some do and some don't. There's not really an objective answer to that, I'm afraid. I just wish I could talk to her. Not being able to see her is not like doing the things to me. And yeah, also in the previous episode, yeah, I apologize that video is longer than 2 hours, but at that point there's a lot of things that I cannot skip. So yeah, that's the issue. And also receiving the ending like that, we need to talk. Actually, we need to talk. Well, perhaps I could talk to her if you like. Too late. Although I know her since she was a child, she almost like a daughter to me. I see her as hope blossom in my chest. It would be wrong of me to try and change her mind though. Slump back a new friend called Hope Dash. I can see she said about staying friends with you. We had a few days apart, so she has some time to think it over. It's something, I guess. Okay. She'll be away, it's past noon. Or not, it makes for the door. Sorry. I wish it was me going to see Sayori, but I don't think it would be a good idea to see her so soon. The difficulty is, I probably should let her come to me. I really like how they actually keep the skip button great. Even though the script is the same, like from the other choice. I like that because it just let people don't know that hey, it may be, who knows, it may be gonna be a different outcome, or maybe it's and avoid of spoiling, hey, you got the same result. But yeah, I'm thinking that Sayori is more likely the characters that have more not living count. But yeah, after all, I got enough damage as it is. I try to keep myself okay. The skip button black in again. So yeah, I guess what's coming. I try to keep myself occupied while waiting for mom came back, but nothing is doing the trick. You hear the sirens. My mind wanders over the current situation over at Sayori's house. Would she even talk to mom? I guess it's a weird situation to be in. Sayori hasn't seen mom in a while. They always got along pretty well. Plus, what with Sayori's own parents being away? Oh. But where are they? She might appreciate having a mother figure to talk to, so in the worst case scenarios, I suppose Sayori would just more politely ask mom to go away. Sound of the loud bang sound told me it's in my thought. I hear mom opening the front door and making her way up to my room. I open my mouth, ask her how it went, but straight away I can tell something is horribly wrong. Yeah, that thing. There are tears in her eyes, she looking distraught. Mom, she looks at me, but you can't even formulate any words. Her lips tremble and fresh tears and cascade down her cheeks. Terrible feeling press is quickly rising. Mom, you're scaring me. What's wrong? What's wrong? It's Sayori, isn't it? My heart starts beating very fast. What is it she's not? She's... Oh gosh, please don't say what I think about saying. She's shaking, take a deep breath, calm herself down. Don't know how to say this. Just say it. She's gone. I desperately look into her eyes, trying to find an answer reassurance, and Sayori's gone, iPhong. Gone where? I know exactly what she means, but I refuse to believe it. Mom doesn't reply. I don't believe you. I moved towards the door with ferocious speed. I had to see it for myself. She do the same thing in the original games by herself. But wait, in the original games, I don't think she did it by herself. Is it? But in the mod, yeah. And with that, I stopped not living in the chat. No, she didn't. You're lying. No, not. I wish I could say it was. No, Sari wouldn't do this. She wouldn't. But even I protest, Sari was swirling around in my neck, coming back to harm me. This is how it's going to be from last hope. It's too late for that. The more I tried to protest, the more final was borrowed from saying to my mind, get out of my head. Dimly, I'm aware of mom talking. There's something about how the ambulance are there. Her voice feels like a million miles away. I desperately search my place once again. This time trying to find something, anything that didn't get this happening. All I could find is a grim confirmation. Sound silent is much louder now. Flashes of blue are visible through the window. And absolutely no way it can be real. It can be happening. Ignoring more protest, pushed past her and head for the street. Ambulance, grim space, pandemics. All I can do is stand there, numb to wetness and coldness of the unrelenting rain. See it for yourself, the main protagonist. God, each drop still feels like a cruel reminder that I'm witnessing is very, very real. No, there's no way. There's no way. Could this really be happening? Suddenly I can feel disbelief start to ebb away. I can't stand watching this any longer, turning to run, and my legs start moving of their own accord. Where I'm going, I have no idea. All I know is that I have to get away from here, away from the condemning sight of the ambulance and the cruel sounds of sirens. It would be better actually when you make the breakpoints to have only 3 girls jump up and down. The game could be better though. I mean, the game storyline's top notch, but yeah. I mean, looking at the photos with sweat, red liquid, and tears. So you get angry with Yuri either way. Bleak, desolate, sound, rain, echo, echo, echo inside my head. So it's either way. Even if you tag Yuri along, it's either way. So, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So, let's do the worst thing possible. Let's go absolutely back, because here's what I'm thinking. Not tagging moms around. Let's do worst thing possible. I think this, I mean, it's a worst and bad end, but I mean, you get different dialogues out of that, right? So let's not invite Yuri actually, because don't tell anyone about this. Not invite Yuri, and then not telling Okasa. Okay. I mean, there's maybe a lot just that I can miss, but yeah, find out about her situation. I mean, that's a long skips actually. Not tagging Yuri along, don't tell her about anything. Let's try to do the worst thing possible. Let's try to stay as silent as I can. So skip, skip, skip. Not tagging Yuri along. And I mean, I can think about something really awful things to do, but yeah. I'm sorry, Amy. I'm sorry, Monica. I'm sorry, Sayori. and we're gonna go into the unknown, trying to figure out the different dialogue. Because I had a feeling when the depression taking over the main protagonist, he could have done so much worse. Thinking about it killed, and who knows. And that's a long skip. Don't tell anything, stay as silent as we can. Oh, sleeping over with this girl or not? Wow, that's a long skips. I mean, I really want to spend time to actually talk about it, and yeah. Staying as silent as we can, don't talk about Yuri about this, don't tell Okasan about this, and I think sleeping is either way. I think sleeping is either way because you're sleeping in your own house anyway, sleeping. But I think sleeping at the girl's house actually is basically I'm not offering. So I'm guessing that I'm gonna sleep with Sayori in Sayori place. So let's not tagging Sayori this time in my place. So and then also let her take a therapy by herself. So that's a lot of skips, and yeah, there has to be something different for me, isn't it? I mean, there has to be neutral ending. There cannot be just two endings. Okay. I mean, at the previous ending I received is only a dialogue in the middle of the situation, but it's not changing anything at the end of the storyline, like in Natsuki's round that I already been through. So I'm not gonna ask her for stay the night. Just let's go home, Sayori. I mean, her room looks pretty in the dark actually, and we're back. So that's the worst thing I can actually done. When we nearly getting to the ending, we have to yeah, saying something's wrong. Mom, not telling anything. Sorry, Amy. Fightings happens. Yeah, ask mom to go away. Same things happen, isn't it? Sari is not here. I'm sorry, Monica, I have to go. And I'm not hungry, Mom. Sari has depression. Guess it's weird situation. I can't bring mail. Nah, worst case scenario, I just ask politely go away. And there we go. Sala bring chose out my thought here, my opening the door, my way room. How it went, how wrong, and distraught, mom. From my words, terrible feeling, redness rising, you're scaring me, what's wrong? Sayori is gone. I'm sorry, I want to be polite in these videos, but honestly, I'm here to just find anything different. Because what I think I can do absolutely worse than that. But you cannot just make a choice to make the ending of the storyline just be like the same result. You cannot do that. So Yeah, see for yourself. See for yourself. See anything different? Looking at the picture with here. Yeah. Freak's sake. Yeah, I think they get a hit in the doorbell ring and angry swing my legs out bed. And that has been what is Yuri Natsuki, Monica, Film My Vision. I'm really interested to see this time because the last time I skipped trying to find a different dialogue. Basically, just the same. Got mad at these three, then yeah. No mood to talk, just stand there waiting for them to say something. Are you right, Phong? Motion towards my face. I'm fine, but your face, no, it's not. And when someone asks you, you're fine. You can you say fine, but you're not fine because that anyone of you guys think girls to understand. Yeah, I raise my hand briefly at the console because my doesn't play. It's just a little card. She can look at. Can help you with what do you want? What about you? Barely say what for your suspect lot. Taking a back sorry tone. No, it's of course now we miss her too, you know, very much so. It's not sadly. First member joined gloves. God, I feel like long time ago. Really brought some happiness to the stop it. I want to hear it. Come on, I found shouldn't want to see you like this. I freaking want to know about what say you would want. You had been make fun of her. Know yourself is reasonable. What you say little uncalled for. And it should only do me any harm. You know they should depressed. And then you rose jewelry. Come and catch my surprise. I haven't suspected at least. We're talking about people just do the thing without pre-existing mental health condition when the power is supposed to see it. And now you're taught to try help with it. Girls looking at each other really uncomfortable. Very kind of thought, what? If she was your girlfriend, so why does everyone think that her depression was my freaking responsibility or something? Because as I agreed, they heard it did become your responsibility, Aka. Do my best to ignore conscious once again torment me. No one's saying it's only responsibility. I found just didn't think it's to play same thing given how emotionally serious matter was. You at least try to be there a little bit more for her. You know, like I don't know, remind her how much it meant to you, how much you value having her around. Shin back on my ferocity, hear my voice, increase the sense. The whole face makes me feel tiny better. It's funny because she was really jealous of you, you know what? She never liked the time I was spending around you. I had to freaking do is talk to her, have her, that's nothing to worry about. Remember Sari mentioned how she suspected Yuri also liked me. The thought that is contributing into how worthless she can make you see right. Thanks for picking up our relationship, Yuri, like where it got us. But because you clung to the one person who opposite gender who gave more than a second at a time. And she cried. That clearly she's right. I found can you just be a-hole, right? Bending us against nowhere. It's just like an angle goal. Don't start when it's perfect. Don't need your old people think I'll act my best friend just not living. Know what? Or you just get freaked out. I don't want to see you ever again. Just chili church clubs with a big mistake in my life. Just then they just a very of different emotion on their face. Just go. We can want find out looks of sympathy and girls just take you to leave. Nasu money trying to console Yuri who fight despite shopping, dancing the doorway feeling fresh and readily quickly go down my hands, crunching them into biscuits now help. And here look down my face and barely could drop down my wrist, look up the sky, blake, desolate, sound rare, go, it's on my head. Same thing. So I'm totally pissed. I mean, you get the same outcome just because of one choice, no matter what. So I can think of something. What if I'm like Sayuri, but not taking Yuri along? So I'm gonna go back to load games, going back to disavow, and I'm gonna skip. So this time I'm not gonna tag Yuri along. and all for the girlfriends. Yeah, flashback, sure. I mean, I'm sorry. I like the flashback idea, but yeah, let's teach her this time. Don't invite Yuri, but still go on the way to Sayori. And if it ends up into a dawn scene, I'm gonna cut it off actually. And oh, this is gonna be interesting because yes, let's talk about the relationship status to Okasan this time being lovey-dovey. So let's tell her this time. Well, to be told, Mom. I think I really like her. Like in the sense, I guess I think they come eventually. Look at my new boy gonna grow up falling in love with girl. Mom, sorry, I guess she's seen it coming. Give me the way you used to act around as kid, always looking out for her, protecting her from things that could scare her, sharing your food with her. Right shaman you are. Really? I had suspicion of that early on. My literally extinct sweetheart. She had a laugh. Was confusing at first, didn't really know what his new feelings were. Started to notice little things about her that I didn't see before. Like how pretty her eyes are, how nice to smell, how cute she looks when she's trying to concentrate. She's criminally, I admit, she can be good. So holding me back. I don't really know Ghost that well. So how am I supposed to know she like me back? Teenage love. Well, look at this way. I got like you, she don't really tries in her interest. She making eye contact with you a lot at the jokes. But offer to come with you to place that you along. Would bring you. Kind of, yeah. I mean, a lot of those things, yeah. But sometimes it actually be off. As in, there are days where she doesn't really want to talk to me or anyone else. Something she's hiding, but she keeps on wall up and doesn't let me in. Like today, she was having a bad nightmare. Saying that she's tired back and being useless. She don't want to talk about it, brush me up when I try and help her. But there's a long going history together, but something happened in her life, something that she isn't ready to share just yet. She's a virtuous sweetheart, and you had to understand it from her perspective. Sometimes people just don't want to share. I know it must be frustrating if you want to help, but she's just not letting you. Yeah, just as much as we would like to, sometimes we can just force ourselves into someone's life like that. Besides, we had no idea what the reason is. I'm sure she tells you when she feels comfortable doing so. But doesn't that mean she doesn't trust me yet? Not necessary. From what you told me, she enjoys spending time with you. She certainly does trust you, just not on that level just yet. You'll come in time. Anyway, unfortunately, I had to go. A lot of work to be done still. Was lovely talking to you again, sweetheart, and keep me updated on the serious situation, especially if anything major pops up, okay? Sure thing, Mom, and thanks for your advice being really helpful. You're very welcome, darling. Bye. And Bob Sari gone, the room switching and empty. And you want to play games. And sorry, Sakura, I have to skip your lecture in this time anyway. So, yeah. Sorry, Yuri, I had to teach you over and I had to spend all the time with Sayori. Here's what I'm thinking. Is that gonna make Yuri's gonna quit the clubs? It has to be neutral ending. Because I did had a lot of, I see Anne 2 times in this episode, but I don't want to go as a run actually because it's just have the same thing. So anything different? Anything different at all? Anything different at all? Just, that's a lot. Some Christmas event, I guess. Think back about the pics that I don't invite Yuri, and there's a choice that I have to pick, that is to talk about in a different language. Hey, it's problem that she have to solve by herself, or maybe offer her to do some therapy. So I don't know. I did pick two choices like that before. So oh my god, that's a long skip actually. I mean, and there should be more videos actually. I show you the skip buttons actually. There we go. There's another choice. So yeah, let's offer to join her at therapy actually. I finally had that choice. Oh, and sorry, I can come with you to the therapy session if you want. I mean, yeah, we talk about it. Which makes me think, the reason why this option is not appear before. So is that the difference when? Wait. At first, as I remember, I think that the only difference is to invite Yuri actually. If you invite Yuri, then she's not gonna mention that hey, there's someone suggests that you should go to therapist. And if I don't tag Yuri along, they're gonna suggest me a new choice. Hey, I'll give you a second chance in the ending game. Come to your therapy session if you want. 2 times therapy sessions. 2 times therapy sessions. Are you sure? Would they like you? I think so. I mean, if you tell them you're okay with it, I don't see why not. Just give me an update, okay? I wouldn't want to miss your first session. Okay then. And thank you. I kinda daunting to start, so having you around should hopefully make it much easier. I'm just glad I can help. So yeah. Wait a second. Hang on. Wait, what if my 6-run first run is not the best ending? No. I think it should have been the best ending, right? Because it showed the ending credit. And then and I don't tag Yuri along and I wait, what if there's this? What if the whole town Yuri doesn't go alone? Yuri go with her instead? Wait, I got so many questions actually. So when I tag Yuri along, and then Yuri know about Sayori's depression, she has a chance to tag along with Sayori in secret, and I have nothing about, and it's not being set in the script, and if I don't tag Yuri along, so Yuri doesn't know about the depression, so I have 2 choices to tag her on the very first day. So about the choice that I did the worst possible things I would do. Don't talk to Yuri, and then we're just gonna move on and don't talk about Okasan about it. Wait, hang on. What if don't talk Yuri about it, but talk about Okasan about relationship status, which build up a level of the relationship. So I got a chance to suggest. Oh, that makes sense now, because it's important based on if you suggest your mother about the relationship status, isn't it? Because I remember I invite Yuri and not telling mothers, so which at least Siri has one help. So Siri can take Yuri to the therapies. But the last time when I pick a choice that I don't take Yuri along, but I tell Okasan about the relationship status, that's when the choice pops up. And I did the worst case scenario that wait, so it has to be one of them, isn't it? Because I tagged Yuri along, and then wait, no, hang on, I get actually confused. Actually, tag Yuri along, that's one, but not tagging moms. But that doesn't have any this option. And tag moms along, but not Yuri, there's an option. And stay as silent as I can, no option. And stay cheerful as I can, no option. So the only option that I'm gonna get out of the first session day is to not tag Yuri's along, but tag moms along. And not tagging Yuri along, but tags moms along. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, so it's only based on yeah, I mean good grief. Okay, before I know it, the weekend has already arrived. It's been a few days since Siri agreed to try therapies. With a slight nudge from me, she spoke to her doctor and managed to arrange her first therapy session tomorrow. As relieved as I am with such a speedy response, I'm still fairly apprehensive. Seeing how pervasive her condition is interfering with her ability to get homework done, twisting her self-perception, it's been daunting, I can't lie. I guess it just seeing how serious depression is has been a shock to my system. A part of me does worry that somehow making for is actually a bad thing. Perhaps it's somehow making it more complicated. Yes. Yeah, I really know what I'm getting into here. Now iPhong, don't listen to that Siri irrational side. Let's look at the positive. She agreed to get some help, so this is a first step of recovery. Yeah, that's true. Plus, I'm going with her as well as we're making this step together, right? It should be fine. Being a chronic over 4 years actually is a curse. Being with Siri makes me happy. I expect best to focus on that and stop worrying about what could go wrong. Because if I can constantly focus on the negatives, that's not good for everyone. Still positive, optimistic outlook. After completing my morning routine, I find myself sitting in the kitchen and endlessly wondering about how to spend the day. One of the drawbacks of your first relationship is that you don't really know what you're meant to do with your partners. It's too good to spend much time outdoors, so we're limited to the indoors. Until I was 10-14, pretty early Siri wouldn't be awake yet. As my gaze immediately settles on this plate in front of me and ideas me like a breakfast. Oh, Siri would love this. So I'm guessing making a breakfast is gonna be different, isn't it? Because first time Siri tagged me along. About half an hour later, my work status carefully placed into her bag. I make a trip over into her room, hoping that she's still asleep. As I was hoping she was as fast asleep, no surprise, given it's not even 11 yet. As I approached to her, I was struck by how cute she looked when she's sleeping. But that didn't sound super creepy, did it? I mentally chastised myself, stop being so weird, iPhong. The way she got into a bowl, even with her hair being a mess, it's like when she got up to looking for her mouth. So here's when things are different. Because I wasn't there to go to therapy for the very first time And there's no option that hey, it's a problem that you should face for yourself, or maybe just offer to join and tag along. And I think this is gonna be different, since the skip button's been great all the way before. Man, don't drooling while you sleep. It's just gross. She's perfect. I don't think there's any way that this girl could ever look anything less than beautiful. The light sounds of her snoring come a light smile into her hot, fair grin. Sitting down my back, I quietly walk over to her and gently brush a lock of hair that's falling into her open mouth. She stirs slightly as my head and brushes against her forehead. Wakey wakey sleepyhead. 5 more minutes, I make you breakfast. Broccoli sits up and rubs her eye, hugging the blanket closer to her. You didn't have your iPhone. Can't help but feel disappointed and slightly irritated by her reactions. I was really looking forward to seeing how experience would be. What time is it? Like 11. Yawning, she pushes the covers up and sits up. She still looks quite tired. She gingerly opens the bags and forces a smile into her face. You can hang your dishes upon as inspiration, especially the last line about breakfast. I'm so selfish. I have such a thoughtful boyfriend who's been super considerate and making breakfast in bed and even thank you properly. Went through all this just for me. Anyone else would be appreciative, and yet here I am, finding that you're here. No, it's not like that. Oh, I mean, yeah, I was hoping you would be happier to see me, but it's kind of me. I'm forgetting how difficult morning can be for you. Don't you worry about it. I can tell that my words haven't convinced her in the silence. Don't forget the feeling that you don't want me here. Relax. Slowly starts chewing on the food. It's really good. It's pretty basic stuff, to be honest. I'm glad you like it. Nasky cooking has nothing on me, as you can see. How is it that you can make me laugh even when the last thing I want to do? Actually, I think maybe I was a comedian in the past life. It's a question that science has been trying to answer for the past 100 years. Anyway, can we just have a lazy day today? I don't really if we're going outside anything. Fine by me. After she finished eating, we made our way back to her mind. We pretty much resumed our standard activity playing on sofa. Ooh. So this one is gonna be different. So we're not gonna tag Yuri's to come over the house this time, isn't it? Maybe my early worries were unfounded after all. We both don't just being in each other's presence, regardless of the activities. I'm endlessly flicking through the movie on channel TV. I'll be by my phone. Hi iPhone, what's up? Not much. Rick's carrying on typing. She takes an awful long time to reply. Get the feeling she's plucking up the courage to ask me something. Well, I was wondering, go on, would you like to discuss a movie with me today? I haven't read so much of it, to be honest. I think movie wasn't on Netflix. Oh, let me check. What's up? Well, you know that book you really like me. I'm just checking in to see it's on Netflix. We're gonna have a horror night. I thought you would let her know my thoughts on the book with her, but I haven't really read enough of it to really discuss it. But if I can find it on Netflix, then I thought we could all watch it together instead. Oh, here it is. Oh, are you okay with it? Of course, I will tell him afraid I stop her from coming over. Other people are out there having a good time too. She shifts her attention to the television and bright smile on her face. Okay, I figured you were here too. You wouldn't feel like I was, I don't know, looking down or anything? It's fine, I found. Dear God, that cloud looks ugly on the screen. I would like clouds. So I still tag Yuri along. God dang it. Can you smile when you can come over here too? Are you sure we'll be enjoying anything? Nice, if I mean, it's all good. 1 text later, Yuri waiting outside my door, books in hand. I can't skip that, so yeah, something has to be different, isn't it? Hey, you coming in series in the living room? Good afternoon, iPhone. Thanks for the suggestion, by the way. I haven't seen the movie version yet. Yeah, neither have we. Should be interesting. Hey, Yuri. Yuri smiles in greeting. Heard good things about film adaptation, so I hope that this will be enjoyable. Only one way to find out. Netflix and chill. Still, as predicting series massive chicken jumping every now and then as suspenseful scenes. On the other hand, Yuri seems thoroughly engrossed in the movie, never once looking away during the ominous scenes. But most part, it's difficult to read her face, just she remains fairly impassive. Although a look of wonder and interest occasionally flickers across her face, especially when the monster is on screen. definitely one of the better horror movies I watch. Granted, that isn't saying much, as I haven't seen too many. I had to admit the acting in this film really sells it. Both the clowns and the young kids who serve as the protagonists are brought to life really well. Oh no, please don't tell me they're gonna do it in the creepy building. Why are you going there? It's nightmare waiting to happen. She ducks behind a cushion on the peering out or intermittently something she undertook doing once the cloud was introduced. Allowing to pull her closer, she cuddles into my shoulders, turning her face so she begins to see. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Yuri quickly throwing us a glance. From my periphery vision is hard to tell, but she looks a little sad. You missed a little clear. I forgot how isolated Yuri feels at home. Watching Seri and I cuddles is probably painful reminders, especially if Seri's prediction about how Yuri's fear was about me is true. An hour so later, the movie's over. It's really interesting to hear Yuri's thought, not just on the movie, but on the horror journal on the movie. Something I admire about books and the movies how both approach and present the main themes of fear. Now, a lot of film adaptation of books tends to over-sensationalize the content, and many horror movies rely on cheap jump scares to elicit a reaction. Which there's nothing inherently wrong with the jump scare, but I find the best horror tends to really get under your skin and makes you think. But after you finish, I agree, jump scares just annoy me. Really, they start with you sure, but the build-ups can be tense. But from what I've seen, horror movies make it really obvious when the monster comes up. The music is really quiet and really spooky characters in a dark place. In this sadly, it is quite the common occurrence with modern horror. There's not much left to your imagination. Can't help but notice that Seri been very quiet throughout discussion Yuri and I are having. You okay, Seri? I don't even have much to say. Joking around, I'm fine. I'm looking absentmindedly at the screen. It's unfortunate that the second part of the movie isn't out yet. It's like being able to only rehab books. The second part is about how characters come back to fight the clouds where they are done right. Then that's where the plot resides. Anyway, I have some rest getting on so I'm going to have to leave. Thank you both, by the way, I really appreciate it. That's okay, Yuri, I hope you're getting better. Returns to me, or did you tell? Yeah, my face grows hard in my haste to reassure Seri that nothing was going on between Yuri and I. Probably forgot Yuri's confession was likely confidential. Wait. Did you tell her? Who is her? I'm guessing Mount Monica and Natsuki. Yuri knows right at the beginning, isn't it? But I don't know. Is she know? Oh dang, yeah, sorry, Yuri, I didn't realize about it. It's okay, I suppose it's only fair that there's clarity between two people in a relationship. It's talking about relationship, but I don't know, there's different things in your mind, Yuri. Yeah, I'm glad that Yuri is so understanding. Anyway, I'll see you until Monday. Bye. See ya. Bye, Yuri. Usually, I turn to Sayuri. She's looking a little rueful. I hope you will arrive at therapy, iPhong. I'm ready tomorrow. It's going to be just fine, don't worry. I hope so. I should probably get going as well. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll wait you to pass as well. Okay. So, pretty much the same. Even though with the script being grayed out. I think there's a little different in the script that I maybe miss. I can't also skip this as well. Okay, this better has to be a good run. And as my eyes slowly open, I can't help but nervous about how they will go. I can only imagine how nervous Sayuri is. It's such a big step for her too. I just hope it goes well. Has Sayuri ready to get going? Yeah, she's really quite not quite cheaper as she usually is. The journey to clinic is quite one. We going to a clinic this time instead of a restaurant? Thankfully, it's a short walk away. Well, that was interesting. Our therapist was incredibly patient and empathetic, never once being insensitive in his questioning. He spent the majority of the session and gained a picture of her current life situation, for which Sayuri was generally complained. I think that after she told me about depression, it might become a little bit easier to talk about it, given I was the first person to she confessed to. She didn't look entirely comfortable, but after a few reassuring smiles from me, she was able to answer his question. Session passed by relatively quickly before we knew it was already over. Siri is quiet as she breaks her silence. Ah, interesting. I heard a few horror stories about people who get really intensive therapists, and I was really scared that he'd be one of them. But he was really patient, so that could have gone a lot worse. She just went into silence. I'm really proud of you, Sayori. I know that must have been really hard for you to do, but how confusing all of this can be. It really does make me happy that you're doing this. I'm glad to hear that iPhong. I really am. By the way, can we spend the rest of the day together? I don't want to go just yet. Of course we can, coming up on how she is. After swinging by the shop to get some snacks, we find ourselves back in a typical golden spot. It's rather quiet between us, given I suppose after a therapy session, there's a lot to take in for us. Taking along to the sessions raised so many questions in my mind though. Now isn't the best time to ask them though. Hey sorry, yeah, why don't we play something? We don't have enough people for a board game though. Don't be board game. Remember we used to play video games together when we were kids. I always found video games a really good way to escape reality. Last year, when I was really lonely, I finally have to take up mind of things. Plus, there's some games I have definitely you might enjoy. She sits up. Sure, that could be fun. What games you're thinking of? It turns out I still have some other games we used to play. Do you remember Banjo-Kazooie? Oh, I remember when during the series and the main protagonist playing the games, and then we also talk about depression as well. Oh, the one with the bear? Yeah, that's the one that's given over. As I was hoping, gaming has proven a wonderful way to get her mind off therapies. She truly lost in a colorful and immersive world with her face scrunched up in determination. At first, she wasn't very good at games, struggling with the control, getting lost generally, and being unsure of what she's meant to do. Although, after a few pointers from me, she really started to pick it up and was soon getting a hang of it. Siri can be really good at things when she puts her mind to it. It's almost uncanny how skilled she can be, especially as it contrasts against the airheaded vibes she can give off. I knew it was just a piece there. At last she had even a great time. It's heartwarming to see her so happy. Even it's just always just a video game. Nothing will ever beat seeing Sari smiling. You never know just how cute you are, Sari. Just seeing you happy makes me so happy. So nothing even ever changed that. Oh, not that I'm complaining or anything, but where did all this come from? Should be told, I'm not really sure. Being with her in therapy rooms just now was quite eye-opening for me. Not just because I got to see how therapy works, but because it's really done on me that she has depression, and this is something we can do alone. Because I believe her when she said she was depressed back in November, but meeting a therapist and watching him do his job really broke the point home. So this is what is different. I'm obviously really glad that she's seeking help, but it makes me think. She's been depressed for a long time, and I only recently came back into her life. So what was life for her while we weren't friends? Probably awful and super lonely. iPhong, other than you looking kinda sad. What's up? A bright smile does nothing for my kill. I'm sorry, Siri. What are you sorry for, Baka? No, we only probably begun to hang out not too long ago, right? Since it's September? Yeah. Suppose it's again set the controller down, sensing their urgency in the situation. You've been depressed for so many years, and I was there for you. Giving a pop all because of what? Because I was a baka who prioritized gaming and anime over you. I can't even imagine how hard things were for you when we weren't really talking. I forgot that it's your phone. She gently takes my hand in hers. Part of me think that, well, had I made more of an effort with you back then, perhaps your us tripping apart didn't cause me to be depressed, I found. Truthfully, I don't really know why I developed depression. There's a lot I don't know about my condition, but one thing I know is that it doesn't really need a reason. That's what my doctor said the last time I tried therapies. So please don't you ever think that somehow contribute to my depression, okay? You're like all the opposite. I'm with you, I'm happy, you make me feel like I'm actually worth something. Even though my brain tries really hard to tell me that you're lying. Yeah, but that's in the present. What about in the past, where and there were years where we didn't hang out at all? I actually had this conversation with Monica once. It's normal for friends to be like that, I think. You can go a long time without talking to someone, but if you reconnect with them and you can go both get along as if nothing ever happened, did anything really change? I paused upon hearing her word, because she does have a point, but I'm finding it hard to internalize. She reaches forward and stroked my face, gently lifting my chin up so we can maintain eye contact. The way I see it, we get along just as well now as when we did as kids. Is that what happened in the past was the past? Anything the time apart make me appreciate the time I do spend with you even more. If I apply to feel that way, sorry, I really am. It's just well, you go therapy today makes me realize the reality of depression, and it makes me reflect on how much I've been absent in your life. I didn't mean to spring this on you, but I feel like that, especially when you wanted to take a mind off therapy. It was pretty inconsiderate for me. It's okay, it really is. I'm just glad that we can talk these things out, Being really patient with me, so that's the least I can do for you. I'd much rather we talk about whatever bothers you than following up. Although bothers are meant to be shared, right? I can't help but laugh. That was clever. If you think so, if you say so, I do. Seriously, please don't blame yourself for anything, okay? I've been much happier ever since you come back into my life. Wouldn't have been able to go to therapy if you were with me. Like you said, I agree it's a big step to take. There's a far away look in her eyes she promised the next word. After so many years thinking that was something I had to bear alone, I had to admit that it's nice not having to go through this by myself. She twists my hand. It's like we can't really change the past, can we? Yeah, I guess you're right. You really do have such a big heart, you know that. Nothing ever changed with you, and that's never gonna change. It's a moment like this that really brings about warm, fuzzy feelings inside me. I never felt anything like this before, but it feels alright. Now, I think we have some jigsaw to collect. But let's get back to the game, shall we? She reaches the controller and stops playing once more. In a second, she reaches away into the world of childhood memories, the warm feel of her warm in my arms, sound, innocent love that smell of her hair. The little voice of your guilt remains, but it's now easier to ignore it. But I soon be late already, and tomorrow's school as well. No fun. Tell me about it. But this morning are absolute worst. Not even Sakura can send them. It's from a narrow break. Just have Christmas once. I know. Oh well. Anyway, I should get going. Not to be so soon. How about you stay at night? But I tell her pulling a puppy dog eyes because her now shook her head. It's late. Reach toward her and pull her into an embrace in a playful attempt to stop her from leaving. I push her back down the sofa, wrapping my arm tightly around her body. You're falling into my brain trap. Now there's no escape. You've got me. What can I do? I think my mastermind plan is actually foolproof. Sincerely proof. What do you? Her listening need mine immediately taken away from that world. Man, it's almost getting how powerful the sensation is whenever you guess. No fair. If you're complaining, if you prefer, you just toys innocent and playful. I'll kiss you again. Hey, I didn't say that. Okay. You win. There's one thing you didn't prepare for. What could it be? Pretty for her nose. Oop. Surprise sneaky boots on the line. What you must surprise sneaky kisses all. You have me try, it's just self-defense. So was my boo. This isn't over, Minnie. Looking forward to our rematch then. Oh, I remember there's a word book being hinted in the word picking for the poems, right in the beginning of the games. I reached over and checked my phone at almost midnight. As much as I hate to admit it, we probably should go for a day. Although having said that, an idea just popped in my mind. Okay, Sari, how about staying the night? Why don't you stay the night? Yeah, that way we can also make breakfast tomorrow morning before school. Oh, I didn't think of that. I would be sleep though. I was thinking we could take yourself out and we could have any bed. No, there's no way I'm letting that happen. Guess it will be me. So I was silent for a second and make slightly comic code. And by fact, Sari hasn't realized the implication of her words. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just gonna get my stuff from my place, so I'll be back in a second. Alright. After completing my bedtime preparation, I really slide to bed, thinking about the conversation that took place today. It's been a lot of thinking, I suppose. Ever since I became a girlfriend, there's always been nagging fear that I'm getting something big on me. Going therapy has helped me spare that worry out, but I was really in this mood, hoping that doesn't change. Finally, I hear the click of the front door followed by footsteps. Just gonna catching a hatch on you. Necessary approaching the bed, can't help but notice how nice her leg looked in those shorts. Wouldn't you be calling those pajamas? Nope. How you want me to remember? I'm suddenly very grateful that I have a blanket covering my body. She slides next to me, pulling the blanket over herself. Slowly she inches over to me and positions herself so that her head lies just below my chin. Resting her hand on my chest, she looks up at me, mostly for a quick kiss and giggles. Stretching approximately, I can hear her heartbeat, and her hands feel soft and warm against her fabric mattress. It's incredibly warm, but it isn't overbearing in silence. On instant, I wrap my arm around her body and rest my face atop her hair. Good night, Sari, or Yasmin aside. If I kiss on her forehead, good night, iPhone. So, Masaka and could be that it's gonna be different. The skip button's grayed out for so long. So, am I looking for a different ending this time? Suddenly, I'm pulling my sleep. What appears to be suffering. I'm so slowly fight the grogginess and also aware that slight damage on my chest. Maybe Siri has the nightmare, the feeling of powerlessness, some tears. Look anguish on her face, it always seems hard. Can you hear me? Need you come back, please come back. Siri, I gently shake her. Siri, it's here. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm holding as she's going on whispering. It seems to me even harder, shaking her fears. I can only imagine what's going on inside her head. Rumble from my phone, blinding flash tells me that it's 7:01. iPhone, it's me, Sarah. You're just having a nightmare. Don't worry, I got you. I shook her head softly as her cry subsides. That was horrible. What happened? She takes a deep breath and composes herself. Everything was so dark. You were monitoring as you were there, but whenever I tried to talk to you, it was like there was an invisible bubble all around me. Now you could hear me, but there was this shadow. We figured that kept talking to me. My first tear fills her eyes once more. It keeps saying horrible things. It tells me that I was useless and that everyone would be so much better all I was around. Thank you, much happier with Yuri. Therapy is pointless. I'm just fighting a losing battle. It's nothing more than false hope, no matter how hard I try to believe otherwise. Sniffles, I try going over you to discuss to anyone, but it's just me in the voice tormenting me and telling me everything I've been trying so hard not to believe. It feels so real, I found so real. Just when I thought things might have just been okay again. Hate this, why can't it just be normal? It's already 7. I'm sorry I can't go to school today. It's okay, I will go with her. Well, I couldn't care less about that. There's no way in heck I'm going to leave you alone after what you just experienced. Can miss an odd day of school is just fine. She opened some mouth to protest, but upon seeing her still need a resolution on my face, she's like nothing in your face. Give me some water, be back in a second. I don't know why I like this, I found. Why is that something sweet as a little nightmare and makes me feel this bad? Little Nightmare is a good game though. I was hoping that finally there was a light at the end of the tunnel. That was nice of me, was it? It's okay, you don't have to say anything, I found. I know you might feel like you have to say some magical words to make feel better. All you had to do is listen. What really hurt me was the voice telling me that you'll be much better off with Yuri as a girlfriends. Trying really hard to believe that I'm good girlfriends and that what you can, but those doubts always get in the back of my mind. I know you never break my trust, but I just wish I could convince my stupid brain to see it the same way. It's so unfair because I can see how hard you're trying. Please believe me when I say something. I really appreciate your iPhone. I'm so scared that it might be all for being nothing. Might all be for nothing. What do you mean? Well, what if I never get better? What if I'm always going to be like this? But this our program. You're trying so hard to put them back together, but what if you can't? What if you can put them back together because some of them are gone? I don't have the answer for that. I hate feeling like this. Feeling like I lost something that I never get back, no matter how good your sport is, how well therapy goes. Can't remember the last time I was so tired, I found. That's the worst part about depression, the exhaustion that never goes away. An exhaustion that sleep can never face. The only good things about sleep is the escape from my mind, at least for a few hours. But I don't have nightmare, but I don't have nightmare and I'm just tired of it all. This slowly started looking down her face once more. Her face looked utterly resigned. Wish I could wake up one day and actually have hope. When she faced me with sad smiles, her cheeks glistened with tears, actually in her hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, things will be okay. That's when I began to think that it could be true. Things like this happen. I hate this day. I hate this day so much. Therapist is already hard enough. These nightmares make me feel like what little progress I make has been reset. Gone to thousands, tried so hard, get in check, break freeze, and they merciless. I wipe my away feel her tears and gently crush her in hands and mine. We get through this together, Sarah. Just like I said, I don't care how long it takes or what now we have to endure. That's a promise. I'm never going to start until see it's true. She looks away ways near that I never feel like I'm actually getting true to her. I have to try to stay positive for both our sakes, even though seeing her like this is one of the most demoralizing things on the planet. No matter what, you'll never be alone dealing with this. Even your pieces are broken with rainy ones. Can imagine how I used to for you. Really, how can you possibly know that I was fear or like how I'm feeling? Suddenly you don't. You don't know what it feels like, the constant numbness, the constant feeling that no matter what I do, this shadow will always be there. Praying myself to sleep, waking up in tears, having to break everything because you're terrified that people will still leave you. But I think I really you, Anne. You're still here being trying to help. I get it, I really do. I know you're trying to help, but it's hard to see your encouragement as in more than just an empty word. This is something you can fix by just saying right stuff. She bursting into tears once more. As far as I wish it was. Scoot her into her hug. She tries to push me initially, but I hold firm, holding her close to my chest. She eventually gives her and soft understandingly into my chest. Scared, I found. Whispered softly into her ear as a stranger took back in her head. I know, Siri. Scared as well. But for silent with only sounds from me. I think the room brings the sound of her anguished cries. Just in case. I haven't said much in today's episode anyway. Sorry, she mumbles in my chest. I'm sorry to say wrong things. I don't know what is the right thing to say to all. The whole thing is just totally alien for me, and after you told me that my words pretty much empty, started that everything. She waits slightly as she bites her lip. Sorry, she shouldn't have said that. It comes out much harsher than intended. What to believe in what you say, I really do. You know that I shouldn't feel jealous, you know that I shouldn't compare myself to the other girls. Want to believe all of the lovely and reassuring things you say to me. I can't. You know that you also makes me sane. And what you're saying makes sense. It's just internalizing. It is a whole other story. It's not a problem. It's all me being unable to get over these stupid things. Depression isn't a stupid thing. It's a serious thing. Yeah, I know it's much more than that. I found. I just can't help how angry it makes me. I just want to be normal like everyone else. It's like I'm not in control of my own body. The depression is the one that chooses my mood for the day. It's just how I react to things and what I say. Like the day maybe breakfast. I really wish that I would appreciate that you phone stop instead of being irritated that you were in my room so early. It's so unfair. I keep going on about it and don't even apologize or think about depression, sorry. I know that my words probably don't sound as reassuring as I wanted to be, but one thing that never changed willingness to listen. You've been battling this alone for so long, it's only fair that I can be sure that the ground. Promise chef the problem hard, right? But it's obviously not that simple in this case. There's something different not slowly. It does have to at least be able to talk about it. But something then, having you around as much as I don't think I deserve support, it does make a difference. It's made me happy then. Really? Yeah, might not be a huge help, but it's somehow, surely. She pauses to reflect. Yeah, I guess so. She nods and shifts herself that her head lies on flaps. And once she said those, I start absentmindedly stroking her hair. I'll tell me that at least there would be a day like this. Alright, back in November at the fire, will it be lost? I will be lost. I don't even know who told us I asked her for advice. What did she say? She says if you did someone with depression, have good days like ones you had before, or bad days like today, I guess. So her first silent once more, she looks slightly though reflective. Thankfully, doesn't seem to mind that talk more about her condition. Did she have depression herself? No, she dated someone who had it in the past. She is kind of spooky at how accurate her advice was. What is it? She told me how important to be patient and understanding for a start, but she had been. I don't know. Still have no idea what I'm doing and I don't really know I'm saying doing right things. I thought it was, but after he told me that my words are just empty, stunned everything. A lot of regret flashes across her face. Sorry, I didn't mean that. A wise word you've been grateful for iPhong. It's just not fair that your heart always been in the right place. You put in my mood. That's reassuring to hear at least. All I can do in return is snap at you for smaller things. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but you want me. Be honest with you, it's times like these that makes me realize just how serious depression is. I'm going to wake up cold sooner rather than later. Neither of us really know what we're doing. But at least we have each other, right? That was new to me then. The dialogue changed. So, and while thinking about the reason why it has a choice about, hey, just it's your problem, just mind yourself, just do it for yourself, or maybe like offer to go therapist with her. So, I think this is the right time to actually like, hey, you want me to be a therapist? Hey, thanks, mom. It's also our first relationship, so we've really been fighting an uphill battle from the start. I definitely enjoyed my time with you so far, and you think I'm a good boyfriend, so we could do the non-worse. I don't know, could we? I feel like our relationship has just been putting up with me. Will we have a future together? Good question. Of course, got deep, knowing that she has this thought, especially this early on. What do you think on this question? I don't know. Do you want us to have a future together? Yes, so do I. But what about when we started last year in school? Or when we leave school? What if you go to university? I don't. Hey, seriously, listen to me. Let's just take our relationship one day at a time, okay? You probably drive yourself crazy by trying to predict the future. Do I know if we'll be together in a year? Truthfully, I don't. I have no clue what life will be after school, but there's no point worrying about it now because it doesn't get you anyway. Yeah, you're right. So this is a short humorless laugh. Like that one of us can think about rationally. Remember how I thought my spirit lost in a classroom back in October? That was polar opposite of rational. I really enjoyed that day. It was nice to dress up instead of customer and scare each other a little back to our childhood. Definitely a highlight of the year along with Christmas. There's something really satisfying about seeing someone light up when they unwrap a present you got them. I have a photo you kept me in my room, by the way. It always makes me smile whenever I see it. Can I show a picture this time? Even when you're not physically around, just it makes me happy. Please don't forget that. Thank you, iPhone. I do my best. No, god dang it. And really, really games. I mean, it would be better to show pictures when we were kids to each other. I can't skip this either. Been about 2 weeks since that email caused Sayori to a breakdown. By this point, relationship really started to mom me about. Didn't realize about the bad days would be. Had a few therapy sessions since, as I was hoping that session went smoothly, well, as smoothly as they could go, I guess. Along with the doctor, the prescribing her antidepressant, therapist has given Sayori a diary, which means she used by recording her happy and sad thoughts. By recording her sad thoughts, he working with her to see whether these thoughts are supposed to be by facts. Basically trying to channel her with her depressive thinking. I'm not expert, but it looks to me that the kind of therapist she needs. I mean, it's not as simple as being seen, but to me it looks like steady, sure progress is being made. To be said, it's a huge relief. She also tentatively mentioned that she'd like to start going to session alone, although she isn't quite at the stage yet. She said that you see how she feels by the time the next one comes about. Still, it's been really interesting to see what therapy really entails. Definitely an eye-opening experience. On the other hand, I think other club members' girls are starting to get a little more suspicious. Having their Sayori depression mode become a little more apparent in school than so far. Still, Sayori maintains her walls. I feel bad about how that up her those walls, but it isn't my position to say what's going on. I believe Sayori will be comfortable attending them in her own time. Also, given it's now February, I had to pay a little more attention to school matters than at the end of semester next month. Thank you, skip buttons, finally. Yeah, something's wrong. Sorry. You're asking about that. I'll catch you later. And Siri was like, hey, is there something about Monica? I mean, that's what I was trying to think. I don't take Yuri along. Monica hide, and Yuri is also going a depression. That's what I'm guessing. And video call with my Oka-san. This is awesome. After the video call, I forgot how nice your mom is. She's always been a good parent. She was a lifesaver back in November after our fight. You're such a mommy boy. Yeah, you can say that. I'm still with Amy as our wing woman. And going for the picnic plans, meeting with Oka-san. And just another fight. God dang it. Well, it's not actually a serious fight. It's just like, hey, I don't have the mood to go anywhere on Valentine's Day. You're back early. It's like in the chair opposite her. Yeah, Sarah, he doesn't really feel like hanging out today. It's just there's sometimes you need to think about selling her to it. Face in hand. Harsh. And most being her towards gentle. It's not easy, is it? It really isn't. You know, you wanted me about it. I thought I was prepared, but I never really know what to do. I like to think I'm making a positive difference, but I don't know anymore. I makes you doubt that. She's kind of snappy at me once when I told her I knew how she felt. Said that I didn't possibly know what depression feels like and that it was just empty. She also said that it's helpful having me around and that me just being able to listen does make a difference. So I really don't know. For what it's worth, darling, you're doing your best and that's all we can ask for. Take the day for example, you wanted to spend a day with her, right? You're a nice restaurant you were looking for, do it. Even though she wasn't up to it, you didn't get angry at her or how against her. You were understanding and let her do what she wanted to do. That's precisely the kind of patience and understanding I was talking about back in November. She said it herself. She was having you around, and whether you realize or not, have made life that much better for her. Oh yeah. Thanks for pointing me out, actually, Oka-san. I mean, that makes a huge difference on the choice. And the bad choice I made earlier today, that is basically impatient, angry, and like that. And in this game, Oka-san told me that, hey, be patient. Just let her having a time to cool off. And not yelling at her, not screaming at her. And yeah. She followed you around very nice and made life so much better. Nah, make it worse in some way. Also, I forgot to tell you, you know Yuri, right? We went Christmas shopping with each other in December and I saw Park once after Sarah I had fall out. We grown a little closer and Yuri confided that she really known you. I agreed to spend more time with her, but I totally didn't factor how Sarah would feel about it. Should I say I assume? Yeah, I'm a bad guy. How did I not realize that would happen? I was so inconsiderate. You're not inconsiderate at all, sweetie. Your heart always in the right place. Just wanted to help a friend in need. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, in this really weird situation, I wanted to spend time with Yuri because I hate the thought of her being lonely. I don't want to make Siri feel any worse. Siri didn't tell me that I couldn't hang out with Siri or anything, so it's not like that. Oh, I sighed. I can't tell Yuri about why I can't hang out with her because I don't want her to find out Siri's passion. Girls. Mom laughed softly, supposedly showing hands on his shoulder. Now let's try looking at this from another angle. She agreed to try therapy, right? How does it going? When I was there, it was going well, I guess. Her therapist is really nice, never intensive with his questioning, and she working well with him. She's on antidepressants now, and she is starting to go into therapy session alone. That's excellent news, really. And that's a really big step to make, so the past made it really promising. From my own experience, that independence is really important. You can always be there for your partner, and at the end of the day, they are the one who has learned to deal with the depression. I will start dating Shinji. This is new. So Shinji is my father in the games. We found that his depression was easier to manage after he had attended a few sessions by himself. He said that she has a really good therapist, so have faith. Wait, she? Oh, his name is Sari. So have faith, darling. It's a long, slow process. So it sounds like she makes good progress already. Shishmo, you sound like a psychologist yourself. I did take some psychology module while I was at university, you know. Experience with depression really opens my eye to mental health. Funny you mentioned that because I was considering going to psychology at university. Sakura was asking me about my future plans. Oh, so at that time, when the first if this option was there, that's actually good. Then you know about psychologists, and then hey, you got something to do after school, right? If it was you got interested and your grades are good enough, I encourage you to, iPhong. Especially in a country like this one, which has some pretty unhelpful attitude when it comes to mental health. Yeah, it seems like a good choice, right? I still got time, but I figure it would be helpful to start thinking about my possible plans now. She knows approvingly. Yeah, that's definitely smart thing to do. What about the other girls? But I feel it's back looking thoughtful. I can really see where I got my theme sign from. You already study really hard next year. The exam that you're going to take at the end of high school is so important in determining which university to get to. Yes, so I heard. Your Sakura mentioned it too. But you're a bright boy, so I know you can do it. Of course, when me raising you, it could hardly go wrong, could you? The shared Choco has always been really good at making me feel secure. Thanks, Mom, for everything. I don't know where I'll be without you. But thanking for I'm your mother is my job. Seriously, having you around gas makes such a difference. I just wish you could be around me more often. Me too, iPhong. Me too. I always feel guilty being so far away from home, especially when you're struggling to deal with salary. It's not your fault, life and wasn't exactly going to be easy after a divorce, was it? You're doing your best. It's exactly what I said just now. I see you inherited my positivity. Sarah called me a mama boy, funny enough. She isn't wrong now, is she? Green? Nope. Anyway, I was thinking we could go over our work in town. There's a really nice cafe one of my work friends recommended. It would be good to get out of the house. The fresh air would do good too. There was been by restaurant Monica recommended. I just want to see what it's like, you know, just in case I want to sell it there another day. It's a really awesome restaurant, I'm not gonna lie, and we are going to a park at night. Man, that's so pretty. And then we end up doing the adult scene after that. Of course we can. Friday is only one away, so who knows? Perhaps you'll spend the day there. Forgot about white days. Typically we get a lot of chocolate. It's one of my favorite days. So there you were. Believe me, forgot chip on chocolate when it's you that I got switched from. How you've been eating healthily while we've been away, young man. Have you ever heard that phrase? Or you don't know what hurt you? I think that's a no then. You know, it's a place, Mom. She considered yourself lucky that Sarah doesn't expect you to do her food, I found. Funnily enough, you mentioned that actually. Nasu is really into food side, if I dated her instead. Man, secretly. No pun intended. She started shaking her head. So, yeah, we know our main protagonist's father, Shinji. Oh, that's interesting. I actually feel bad for Shinji, having depression during the divorce. Man, that's tough. And let's skip on the slide up. Let me guess. I feel bad for Yuri, right? Wow. They even have put this thing into the history. They even put a text in the history. That's awesome. I did know that. Thanks, skip button. Let me realize that. While seeing nearby typing away laptop, it's getting weird. What is not spending day with Sari? This is the first weekend since we started dating. We haven't spent with each other. Hang on, why suddenly aren't you guys speaking today with each other? I thought you would go together. Oh, she had a therapy session today. Remember how I told you yesterday she was considered to be going session alone? She's just texting me to tell me she can do just that. That's excellent news. It sounds like she's doing really well. Like she going alone is good for your relationship too. It's hard to do things away from your partner, is it? God, that really shows how much I know. It's important to remember that even though you're together, you still have your own lives to live. I know it's probably feel like you want to spend every moment with her, but it's good to have new breaks. Yeah, but bro, just don't know what to do. You really want to go out and have fun, right? And yeah, I know. It's actually look cool to see vote being color in the history actually. So since I ditched Yuri, I'm really expect something is gonna be different here. After sitting down on the bench, I cast my eyes towards Pond. The gentle Xian horse near the pond's possesses as pleasant to look at, but although it's soothing for the eyes, it does little raise an eye. Maybe he's talking to Sari about how to deal with Yuri. Causing tension to Sari is the last thing I want. Although especially looks like making progress with therapies. Man, I don't want to hear the fighting. Honestly, I feel bad. And it's another story to meet with Okasa face to face theory. It's awesome, right? And talking about depression, reveal everything it all. Talking to Yuri, and it's still the same thing. Are you serious, main protagonist? We told the other girl about Sari's depression. They were really supposed to understand about it. Dang. We hear footsteps coming out of hall and Mom J. Like doesn't hands to smile at us. I don't need to go to school. I agree, Sari. Yeah, you can say that. And main protagonist said that, man, we share depression. Yeah, I mean, thanks, Mom. Did you proud me? I don't know. We told the other girl about Sari's depression, and they were really supportive and understanding about it. That excellent news, sweetheart. It's always nice when your friends are there for you. Fortunately, I got some bad news. We just got a new client there. Pushy, to say the least. I had to leave tomorrow morning. Sad. So, yeah, I hope you're doing well, Kasan. So, clinic time. Oh no, it's picnic time. It's not clinic time. Dang it. So, it's gonna be any of the same, isn't it? We get drunk in the picnic and talking about our emotion while getting drunk. I mean, just Siri just getting drunk. I mean, we just still healthy, but with me in this scenario, I would get drunk. So, going to something special. Yeah. I mean, it's the same, isn't it? Hey, I have. Okay, I'm not gonna skip too much about that. So it's been worth it. So yeah, you had me realize I was going to take that chance that maybe, just maybe, our happiness and about something I should hate. It's not entirely perfect, but I'm happy when I'm mad now. It should be sorry, just so brave, just don't come so much. Also because of you, once a little but you grew into a roaring fire they refused to put out. Okay, here's the thing. I'm really curious because is there anything different in that? Don't seems like, don't block your balls. So kissing more to my surprise, she used the tongue again. Immediately my heart started racing. Where was the atmosphere? It was like last time we kissed the days. No one around interrupt us. Sari back in passionately, the hug had seems obviously like the four of us. Meet your iPhong. Man, let's save for that first. let's check the music gallery. And it just goes back because people will find the song attempt delete video don't sing, right? Yeah, this one. And P bus two loves. Oh, two don't sings. Let's return. So again, I need you. I found goosebumps over my arms, and there's so much as you say, and think very so happy you. Can you hear over the summer hot temperature is really happening? Are you sure? I mean, we do make joke about the "Are you sure" things in Vietnamese because it's just sounds like barking. Her reply is barely a whisper, but the conviction is also sounds almost like shouted. See, that's the reason why I really need to use baseball instead of mouse. Yes. Picking and buttoning my shirt, her fingers revolve the sock of her body was almost barely spread as she undoes each button. Usually she undoes the last one, happily takes slight shirt off, takes deep breaths, and severing how her hands is on my bare chest. Talking about the script describing what I wear, I really want to see my protagonist on the suit. You okay with this? Yeah. So I'm just really nervous. This okay, me too. She turns around, exposing zip on back of the dress, looking that no one is expecting to do. A specific that gets her across the back of her neck, causing her most likely. So, yeah. I guess I'm gonna wait. Hang on. You know what? I'm gonna cut this part out and just in case if there's a different in the script, I'm gonna be back. All right. So I'll be right back if there's anything different into the script into the dawn scene. Okay, so there's no dialogue change in the dawn scene. They're still using the bomb blocking things. Dang it. I mean, I'm gonna leave this episode here. There's only one thing I can actually think of since there's skip buttons there. Wait. No, hang on. Oh yeah, because we still take her to the therapist together right at the beginnings. I mean, they ask them sooner anyway, so it's the same option. So there's a time when you go that hey, it's a problem that you need to deal by yourself. So it actually gives you a second chance to hey, do you want to go? And I mean, just go to the therapist with her just once, and that will be everything hunky-dory. And there's actually other choice like I cannot remember. I mean, sleeping on a place instead. So yeah, ditching Yuri still on the way with series and life is. I mean, still with the same good results, and I don't know if I should I'm gonna go an end for series. And I think I want to have a lot of time to actually talk about the in overall actually. So I'm gonna leave it in the next episode after I yeah staying with us for a ride no matter how long it was. I mean, we're not done yet, I mean, we're not even halfway actually because there's Yuri and Monica. Monica is actually in the extra, sadly. And yeah. So in the next episode, I'm gonna doing the same what I did in this episode. I mean, except that it's gonna be different in the next episode. I'm not gonna do the worst thing possible. We all know this already. So I think this deserves an end. I mean, it's a perfect time to actually end this episode and with the good notes. We start with the bad notes so far, and it just basically seems on that hey, you're making these characters only have these two outcomes. I don't like it honestly, and I really want to talk more about it in the next episode. And it should be a neutral ending, which I haven't seen one. They're only two big endings, so this is disappointing. They could have made more, but since it's a visual novel game, since it's a storyline game, so there's only one version. And if they plan to make only more versions, they're just only changing the script, vocabulary, they're only changing the grammar, and they only just trying to improve the extras. And yeah, since it's a storyline based game, visual novel based games, it's not like the games that you play rhythm games or tactical games. So yeah, honestly. Anyway, thank you guys and girls so much for watching. So at the end of the day, we still have the same result, same outcome, but different dialogues. But I'm not gonna end it just yet. In the next episode, we're gonna have a long talk about this after I go to therapist with Sayuri right in the very first place. But spending on her place instead. Spend the night on her place instead. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, hasta la vista. I'm starting to think that spending anywhere in the place, I think it's just either way,